I'm not a fan of Biden necessarily. I mean, I'm not. However, I think that Biden will go down in history as one of the greatest presidents ever for ending the corrupt war in Afghanistan. What's mind-boggling to me is all of the BS in the media about it. Now, there's a reason that both Democrats and Republicans are up in arms about our withdrawal from Afghanistan, and that's because both parties have been lining their pockets with the money. The $1 trillion spent in Afghanistan, that was basically 80 to 90% of it ended up in the pockets of U.S. defense contractors and people that were profiting from the war, and the rest was just pillaged by Afghanistan warlords, the Taliban, and all of the corruption. The Afghanistan papers detailed a lot of this in 2015. And we were lied to by the generals, by the military, who kept saying we're making progress. There was never any progress made. There was never any progress made. That's why the president fled the country. The entire Afghan army has decomposed in a matter of days because they never were, it was never a solid structure. It was always a house of cards. And Trump signed the withdrawal agreement with the Taliban 18 months ago, and Trump's defense secretary at the time said that this was just a show of papers. It was never going to happen, the way that it never happened before, but Biden made it happen. Biden will go down in history as one of the great presidents for ending this forever war, which we will look back on as the second Vietnam. After we captured Osama bin Laden, what was the reason to be there? To build schools? These schools weren't built. The money was all funneled into corruption. I would recommend that you guys read study the Afghan papers and watch Breaking Points. I'm going to link one of the videos that they made today in the description. You want to hear about what was really going on, how we were lied to, learn about the grift, learn about what was really going on in Afghanistan, and then make up your own mind. You know, the media spin stuff. There's so much money involved. Follow the money. The COVID hypocrisy, again, money. Since when are we testing? I've never heard before that we go around quarantining healthy people and testing healthy people for something that's like a respiratory infection with a less than 1% death rate. Come on. And now this thing with Afghanistan, and then the housing bubble. It's like the media is representing its own interests, so I like to listen to independent media, and I like to hear both sides. And I want to thank President Biden from the bottom of my heart for ending this war. And the reason that the withdrawal didn't go smoothly, I don't know all the details on that, but I do know that he did say there's no way to end something like this peacefully, because as the days got closer and closer, the president just absconded. And the Afghan army just collapsed. Like, they saw the writing on the wall and they just collapsed. And just so you know, the Taliban, the people that we saw had as our allies, all the people that we work with, that we said were our allies, were corrupt. They tortured and raped women and children, tortured them while they raped them, took money from us to build schools or wells that they never used for those purposes. I mean, they were stealing from us the same that the military contractors were stealing from us. And the generals who wanted to keep their positions and their power and kept saying that we were making progress when there was never any progress. They lied to us. Okay, so they lied. Yeah, I just want to make a video on that because I'm all about fucking straight talk. Straight talk. I used to be the straight talk realtor, so I'm into the straight talk. It's important.